You're listening to Profit Without Worry, episode number 100. Have you ever launched a new marketing idea to your audience, but it seems like it's just crickets? Welcome to the club. I've done that too, and I know lots of other entrepreneurs who have as well, which is why I now always test my marketing before fully building it out. So let's talk about some tests that you can simply start with today. Hey there, I'm Michelle Evans, and this is the show where coaches, experts, and business owners like us get real about what it takes to create a profitable online business. I can tell you from experience that nonstop hustle plus random acts of marketing do not equal success. So how do we attract a steady flow of clients and sales without all the hustle? This is the Profit Without Worry podcast. Well, hello there. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. I have to tell you, it's like a party over here. I am so excited that we hit episode number 100. I've never done something for 100 weeks in a row before that I can remember. Yep, nope, nothing's coming to mind. How about you? I am so excited that we hit episode number 100, and I feel like we're just getting started. There is so much to talk about. So I just have to say thanks for tuning in, thanks for joining me each week, and thanks for spreading the word. I love it when I hear back from you and all sorts of stuff. So I've got a question for you. Have you downloaded your free guide to Profit Without Worry? It's so easy to do. You just have to go to profitwithoutworry.com/free and you can download the guide to get on your path to Profit Without Worry. And like I said, I'd love to connect with you. I love hearing from listeners. I love putting a name to your face. I love putting a face to your name. I love just knowing that, I'm not just talking to myself. There's other folks out there that are getting stuff out of it. I love hearing questions from you, all sorts of stuff. And it's super easy to do. You can email me, michelle@michellelevans.com, or hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Just tag me or send me a request. Use the hashtag Profit Without Worry so I see your message. Ask a question, leave a comment, or just say hi. Again, I love to put a face with your name, and I love to know who's tuning in each and every week. All right, let's dive into today's show. So, real talk here. It is so easy to waste a ton of time, a ton of money, and all of our energy on building marketing, building a marketing funnel, building a marketing path, building out a whole launch, and then it doesn't work. That's the biggest fear that I have had from myself in my own business. It's the biggest fear I hear from other people out there. When I'm talking to them about doing Facebook ads or building a marketing funnel, they're like, oh, what if I put in all this time and money and effort? And really it comes down to the time and the energy even more than the money. But what if I do all this work and it doesn't work? Oh, let's just be really honest. There's not an entrepreneur on the face of the world that has actually launched something that hasn't had a fizzle out bomber. Everybody thinks, oh, this is going to be it. And then it doesn't work. And the thing is that what sets us apart from other people is that we keep going even when we figure out things don't work, right? And a big part of being an entrepreneur, a big part of being a small business owner, a big part of being a freelancer or a consultant is really getting in there and figuring out what's going to work. And so I'm going to talk about 3 ways that I've done this myself. And, ways that you can easily get started, today, this week, right away. Because running these tests will get you so much more clarity into what people want, confidence that your offer is going to sell, and it gives a different energy to what you bring to your marketing when you know things will work. All right, so let's talk about them. So thing number 1, I've talked about them before, but let's talk about them again. And they're called mini offers. And by mini, I mean teeny bits, like MINI, right? Like little tiny offers. So this is actually what helped me really turn my business around, is when I started rolling out these little mini offers, and not turn my business around. I shouldn't say that. It's what helped me figure out what to put into Build Your Funnel Bootcamp and create my first online course that actually sold. I had a good business at that point. I was just trying to figure out how to take my one-on-one work and turn it into a course. But I did these mini offers because I wasn't sure, like, what would people be interested in? What did they want to learn about? What would be valuable for them? And so I ran things like, I'll do a video review of your marketing and give you feedback on what you could be doing better. People went bananas for that. But I also I'm trying to think of some of the ones that I ran that didn't work. And it's funny because at the time it's like, oh, but now, a few years later, I don't even remember what they were. I'm trying to think of one. Let's see. I had, I know. I had some PDFs that were like landing page, opt-in page, sales page, like formulas, how to do those. Nobody wanted that. They weren't interested in the formulas. And I didn't know why. I was like, that's interesting. And it wasn't until I ran the mini offers that I found out people didn't want those formulas because they didn't actually even know what to put in them. So if I said, put a hooky headline here, they're like, I don't know what a hooky headline would be. Like, what would I even say here? And so it just gave me more insight into my audience in a way that I never, ever would have been able to come up with on my own in my office, thinking my own thoughts and not talking to anybody. And that's really the power of mini offers, is that I would roll out these baby offers. And for me, a mini offer is something that I can deliver in 2 hours or less and that costs $200 or less. And so, I had a whole bunch of mini offers, some that were, like $17 or $27 all the way up to $197. And I tried a whole bunch of things and a few things worked. And then from there, I was able to get insights from actual buyers and say, okay, here's what I'm really looking for. Here's what I'm really struggling with in my business. Here's what I'd really love to learn more from you about. And that helped me create Build Your Funnel Bootcamp, which, has just about 100 people have bought it now. So that's been great. And I haven't ever done any big launch. It's just been, a really simple funnel that's just been running. So that's one way that you can do it, is you can think about really specific problems that you could solve for people. So for example, when I was doing video reviews of people's marketing, one of the biggest questions I would hear from people is, and not just people talking to me. I mean, this would be people posting in Facebook group or maybe at a networking event, and they'd be like, I'm running this ad, but nobody is acting on it. Like nobody's opting in or nobody's signing up for my webinar or whatever. What's wrong with my ad? That was usually the question. I was like, well, it's usually not just the ad. Like it's usually probably the landing page. Maybe it's the emails. There's all sorts of things that go into it, which is how I came up with doing that video review. Because I was like, people need more than just, 85 different opinions on what you could do different on your ad. Because there's a lot more that goes into making an ad work than just running a good ad. And so when I rolled that out, I was like, okay, what if somebody came to me and said, how could I make this ad work better? What would I ask them? I would ask them to see the ad. I would ask them who they were targeting. I would ask to see their landing page. I would ask to see their emails afterwards. I'd ask to see, are you sending any emails to your list beforehand? Like I would ask to see a whole bunch of stuff. And I would also want to know what the big problem was. So that's all that I asked for. And people gave it to me, and I was able to do really fantastic video reviews that they loved. And then they would come back to me and say, okay, can I hire you to help me with this? And that wasn't the point of doing the mini offers, but it really gave me an opportunity to go deeper with them and to understand, okay, what is it that you're struggling with and how can I create a course that can really help you? Okay, so that's one. Number 2, social media tests. Okay, before you write me off, just hear me out here, because, I'm not the person that's out there on Facebook Live all the time or doing all these things, but I will tell you that social media tests can be insanely powerful. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're trying to test out a new message, like when I was trying to test out Profit Without Worry, I ran a couple social media tests. In fact, I think I ran like 4 or 5 social media tests. And I got such great feedback from it that I was like, yep, this is what I'm going to go with. You can run tests with video. You can run tests with ads. You can run tests with posts. But one of the most powerful things that I've found for my business and that I hope you find for yours is that when you come out sort of from behind your computer and you're seen, right? Where you make yourself easy to see, easy to be discovered, easy to engage with, and you put an idea out there, sometimes your idea might go out to crickets, and that's fine. That's feedback. Sometimes your idea might go out and people might, have negative things to say back to you. That's happened very infrequently to me, but that has happened. And then sometimes you might put something out there and people are like, oh my gosh, I needed to hear this today. And that validation, being willing to put it out there no matter what happens, being willing to show up and do the work, it's not your responsibility. It's not my responsibility to worry about the results that we get. We can only worry about the work that we put in. And we don't need to worry about permission either. You're good enough as you are right now. I'm good enough as I am right now. But what we do have to be willing to do is to connect with our audiences on something that would be valuable to them, that would be interesting to them, that would be insightful to them, that would be funny to them, however you approach your audience. But being willing to, do a Facebook Live or do an Instagram Live or do a Facebook or an Instagram story, or, put out a post that's sort of drawing a line in the sand and doing a rant or something like that, just to see what response comes back. Boy, can that be powerful. And it could even be within Facebook groups, as long as you follow the Facebook group guidelines and don't break their rules. But just being willing to put some testing out there in terms of what people are thinking about, what they struggle with. I've seen some people do really great posts, and I've done some good ones in the past as well, where it's like, here was me before, but then I discovered something, and here's me after. And, it can be a really eye-opening, jolting experience. And here's what I've learned from it. And people can respond and go, oh my God, that sounds so much like what I need. When you start getting that kind of feedback from people, when you're willing to put it out there, boy, can it make a difference for you. And then the final way to test things is, if you are more of an in-person person, if you go to lots of events, or if you like to, go out and network with folks, you can test messages, you can test offers, you can test ideas in person as well. You can ask questions. You can say, hey, I was thinking about, offering something like this. Do you know anybody who would be interested in it? There's a lot of ways that you can test things before you dump a whole bunch of money and time and energy into building out a marketing path or a marketing funnel, or, do tons of ads or any of that kind of stuff. And so I just wanted to jump on today and talk about this because I don't think that people are doing it enough. And I know for me, a lot of times I felt like I had to have sort of everything buttoned up behind the scenes and, have all of my offers and all of my emails and all, everything ready to go before I can even sort of let people peek inside. But what I've found is that when I let people peek inside, when it's still messy and when I'm still creating and when everything's not in perfect working order, but I'm able to almost let them co-create with me, boy, can it make a big difference. It can make a difference in where I take the product. It makes a huge difference in my energy and my attitude towards doing it because I'm not worried, will people want this? I say, I know exactly who will buy this. It's somebody like, Chrissy. It's somebody like Tiffany. It's somebody like whatever. Like I have specific people that I know, yeah, they're going to want to buy this because I've already tested it. I've already gotten good feedback and they've probably already purchased it, at least a small part of it. So I'd love to hear how this goes for you. When you think about profit without worry in your business, one of the biggest parts of that is having an offer that people want, because there is no amount of marketing, there's no magic marketing funnel that will sell something that people don't want. So everything really comes down to the offer and to having an offer that people snap up in a heartbeat. And I'd love to know how it goes for you. What do you think of, when you think of testing and letting your audience tell you what you want? What do you think of when you think of sort of going out there messy, maybe with not everything buttoned up, maybe with just a PayPal link? And what is one simple test that you could run in the next week? Even if it doesn't feel like you're ready, even if it doesn't feel like you know all the steps, what is one simple test that you could run, even if it's just a message? Hit me up on social media or email me, Michelle@michelleLevans.com. I would love to hear from you. Because remember, profit without worry really does come down to starting with an offer that people want to buy. All right, as you were listening to this, did you think of someone who could use these insights about creating profit without worry in their business? If you can think of someone who could use this, would you do both of us a big favor and share this episode with them? It's super easy to do from whatever podcasting app you're listening on, or just share the URL for today's show, which is profitwithoutworry.com/episode-100. And your friend can listen right there on their computer or tablet or whatever. And don't forget to download your freebie, 5 Steps to Profit Without Worry. You can get that at today's show notes or profitwithoutworry.com/free so that you can see what it takes to create a movement with your marketing. All right, have an amazing week, and I really, really look forward to seeing you back here next week, same time, same place, on another great episode of Profit Without Worry. See you then.